Hey Facebook friends. I'm actually shooting this on YouTube. It's Friday night. I'm a little bit east of South Bend, a little south of Goshen, on the tollway, at the Plaza, Rest Plaza. I've been staying at those a lot this week because I started my week out here towards Chicago. I spent 3 hours on Monday just trying to get through Chicago, and it was quite a week. I went out to the East Coast and back, hauled third-class mail to 3 post offices in Philadelphia, and one of my best paying loads ever since I've been in trucking. Followed by, and this is, I ought to learn about going to the East Coast. Must be greedy. I see that big load and I know there's not going to be a great one coming back. So followed by a heavy load coming back. What are you doing back there, Tucker? He's got to do that thing where he's got to dig up that towel, get it in a perfect place to lay his head on it. Tucker, you are so weird. Tucker. And then this load back, it said it was 30,000 pounds on the load board, but guess what? 42,000 pounds of car batteries going out of Philadelphia area out here to Belvedere tomorrow. Could have been today, but I would have ended up having to park there probably, so I'm parking here because I like it here. A good place for Tucker. Pet walk area. He didn't even know what to do with it. I took him off the leash. He sat there and looked at me like, what am I supposed to do? He bolted for the opening where there was a big truck coming, so decided he's got to stay on the leash. Anyway, Ron's Fuel Stop. What I try to do on these is give you fuel for thought. I only get to stop when I'm fueling or when I stop for the night, and sometimes I take the time to greet you and give a little bit of food for thought. Boy, the sun is shining right on me. Try to get it. Best of both worlds here. Camera doesn't know what to do with this brightness right here. We'll go with that. Anyway, quite the week. I spent 3 hours Monday going 50 miles, and then I spent 1 hour and about 15 minutes yesterday going 5 miles. But all in all, it's all part of it. And one more day and I'll take 2 days off. So I was thinking about, and I do this a lot, I think about what are other people going through. Maybe you could benefit from this practice. What are other people going through? Because often we get focused on what we're going through and we think, oh, this is a difficult week or this is a difficult day. And we recently were blessed to have my brother and sister-in-law staying with us. Shout out to Doug and Tina. And he works construction, big road jobs, and he operates heavy equipment, and his wife kind of operates as a scout or the road crew. She goes ahead of him, prepares the way, makes sure they have a place to stay and food, and gets him going at 4 in the morning when he's got to be at work. A great situation for him there. And but you know what, I was thinking about how, you know, he gets kind of jerked around sometimes. He'll be told he's going to work in one part of the state, and then all of a sudden they'll tell him that night that after one more day they're going to go to the other side of the state, and you know, their house is getting jerked all around, you know, because he got to have a place to stay. He can't sleep in his pickup. And so, you know, for me, I'm moving around, but I bring my space with me. I mean, I got a pretty nice space here. I even got myself a place to cook. And I got an upper bunk if I had a guest. This week I had companionship. Tucker, it's not time to go to bed yet. I got a place for my raincoat in the closet there. And I always got a place to park. Hope I ain't making you too dizzy. Even though it's a truck stop. But, somebody else, like my brother-in-law, he's got to find himself a motel every night or a house to rent. Every one of us have different situations. And everybody's situation is challenging. And, often we have been prepared for our situation. So somebody looks at our situation, they think, oh, my situation is difficult. I look at someone else's situation and I think, oh, I don't know if my wife and I could do that. That would be very difficult for us. But amazing thing is that somehow God gives us the grace to go through the situations that we face. I got a friend of mine, he's trucking, and he's actually on the stage crew. Well, he's hauling stage. I don't think he ever sets it up, but he's hauling stage for Beyonce and Jay-Z. And that sounds like a pretty cool gig, but he's doing it for their whole tour for 3 months. He doesn't get to go home during that time. I couldn't do that. I wouldn't want to do it, or I couldn't do it. I don't know. I like to do it for a couple of days and then I wouldn't want to do it anymore. So anyway, it's interesting how, even though the unexpected comes, it's still kind of a part of our path. And what we do with it when it comes determines so much. I think about, somebody was talking to me just recently and they said, well, we signed up for this. And, I think about my own son who was in the Army, and it's nigh on to 7 years ago that he was killed in Afghanistan. But I remember one of the things that's comforting to me and my wife at times is that he signed up for it. No one forced him into it. He wasn't drafted. He did what he was loving to do and what he had dreamt about for several years beforehand. So, I think it's a helpful thing. We often look at other people's lives and we go, oh, I wish I had that life, or I wish I could do that. But you don't see the other side of it. You don't see, instead of thinking like that and thinking, oh, I wish I had that life, think about those things that are difficult in other people's lives, and it'll help you appreciate your own situation. Anyway, update. I've been, 6 weeks now or so back. Justice Transport pulling freight exclusively for Schneider. I am not regretting it. Every week I make about twice as much money as I did on my little side excursion there, trying to be home and go home every night and sleep in my own bed. It was nice, but I couldn't work 14, 15, 16 hours a day and make half as much money as this. I got to prepare for retirement and be able to do the things that a person got to do when they get ready to stop working. So I'm doing something I am enjoying, and I still love Jesus, and I still care about people. I miss my wife. I miss my friends who I don't hardly get the time to spend time with. But we're doing our life. I'm doing my life, And so, anyway, I think so much of what we face every day has a lot to do with our attitude, and it takes a lot of self-discipline to keep your mind on good things, whatsoever things are of good report. Boy, that's hard to do today. You know, what things are virtuous. How much time do you spend a day thinking about something that you could call virtuous, something inspirational, something that'll stand the test of time, a book or a saying or a scripture that has been around more than a day, you know? I mean, the grass and the flowers wither, but you know, the bigger things in life, they stand the test of time. So things that have been around a while, you know, longevity of music, of art, of sayings, of writings, of books, of God's creation, long-term friends, those things we think about, principles that we've learned in our lives, and we can be sustained by not thinking about things that at their best last a week. I mean, sure, a flower is beautiful, but if I'm putting my whole hope and trust in a flower and in a week it's dead, I'm going to be down in the dumps. So try to adjust your focus a little higher at times, a little deeper. Anyway, that's Ron's Fuel Stop. Before this gets too long to ever upload to Facebook from my own LTE, no Wi-Fi situation here. Love y'all, and hope the best for you for this weekend. Jealous of those of you that are doing a fish fry, although I'm trying to do a little ketones myself, a little better eating habits. So, sheet of my face, I'll get them thinner. You think? I don't know. Anyway, bless you. Have a great weekend.